Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to reading for mid-January 2024. We're going to jump right in here, Aquarius. You have this card that says, if you hear a Sasquatch sigh. And you also have this card that says, let the fire dragon sleep. This is from the Dreamweaver Oracle here. And so I feel for a lot of you, let's see what's going on here. I think that, this is about working with yourself, number one. So Aquarius, I feel this is encouraging you there's something about working with yourself here. That's what's popping into my head. It's almost like you need to not only be kind to yourself, but I kind of feel like there are two parts of yourself that exist, which is probably true for everyone, really. But they're like, maybe it's almost like you're torn between two things or something here, Aquarius. But I feel like both things can be true at once is what I'm getting. I also feel you need to be more cooperative with yourself is what I'm getting at here, especially if you're like working on something. Like, I think you need to give yourself more credit for what you have accomplished. And, that's what I would say here. I feel like you just need to give yourself more credit for what you have created so far. And I feel like you need to realize that you are making great progress. That's like really what I feel in this first row is that you are making great progress, especially for those of you that are working like towards a career, a business, or if you're like creating something. To me, this reading looks really good for progress in general. And, I think you just need to give yourself credit. Again, I was getting something here on the Three of Pentacles about like working with yourself or something. So it's almost like you're co-creating with your own self. The Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work, and there's no doubt about it. I think that other people could be very helpful for you, or that there are people who could help you create something in your life if you want to create something, right? You have the Queen of Wands here. There could be like a fire sign who could help you, or an earth sign I'm getting. This could be like a friend, a family member. So if you're working on a project or a business or a personal project, maybe you're building a garden in your backyard, I don't care what it is. I think that there could be people who could really assist you and help you kind of like accomplish your goals here. Sometimes I think we just need to bounce our ideas off of someone. And I'm also getting that here as well, where if you're having a hard time like finding success in life, or even if you're just a little bit confused about your next steps, I think having a person who you can bounce your ideas off of would be very beneficial. You have the Judgment card here. Judgment card is about waking up to your purpose. I feel like some of you have been confused about your purpose, but at the same time, is this a bad thing? No. I feel, haven't I said this to you before? I'm pretty sure I've said what I'm about to say to you before, Aquarius, but I think over the past few years, you've sent your particles, out all over the universe. And it's like now all the particles of you are like coming back together. So it's almost like you have felt very split or very open. It's funny because you have this open relationship card coming up next. I don't even necessarily think that card is talking about an open relationship. I feel like it's saying that you have been open with the universe, whether you realize it or not. Like you've been putting your energy out. You've been having these random experiences or experiences that seem random, but it's almost like everything's collapsing, coming back together, but in a good way. This is like a good collapse. Like, when a star explodes, it, sends its star pieces it's stardust all over the place, then it collapses into a black hole, And that black hole, even though it doesn't sound good, it is a good thing. Black holes are very powerful, Aquarius, and they suck everything in around them, So it's almost like you are pulling back the pieces of you or something like that. I don't know. This is a deep message is what I'm getting here. So I feel it's a good thing because it's what the hell am I talking about here, Aquarius? What does this have to do with? I think what this has to do with is that you are now going to understand like what direction to go in life, or if you've been confused about what career to have or what business to start or who to be with or what type of future you want to have for yourself. It's almost like you now have a direction with the Page of Pentacles. So damn, Aquarius, I feel very good about this because again, I feel maybe you've been a little scattered, or you have felt that you have been scattered for a while. And it's a time of the star. Speaking of stars, it is the time of Aquarius, Pluto going into Aquarius. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords. Definitely could be some sort of victory coming in for you. And again, I think that communication with like a friend would be really good, especially if you need help like bringing more balance into your life. With the Judgment card, you have the Four of Pentacles here. Yeah, we see actually some pretty good stability. We have two fours. The Four of Cups is coming up in the area of the good stuff. And of course, the good stuff is good no matter what. And I do feel like everyone else, you're probably focused on, creating stability or being more stable in life. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on some sort of adventure or creating an adventure. So I do feel some of you are like going on an adventure, or you're trying to have an adventure in life. Page of Wands is, enthusiasm or being enthusiastic about something. So, I feel you are very enthusiastic or feel very enthusiastic at this time. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this open relationship card. It says no commitment, casual openness. You have this wallflower. It says limited potential, shy, and withholding. If you want love, I would open up to love. I don't really feel this is talking about an open relationship. Obviously, take it how it resonates. Some of you could be in an open relationship. Congratulations, right? you have more than one headache to deal with. Am I right? But what I would say here is that I feel, for the most part, there's a big picture thing going on here. I really don't think this reading is about love. Again, I think that this is about the journey that you've been on, where you exploded maybe over the past few years, and now you're calling all your particles back to you, and that's like what's going on here. So maybe you've been withholding, or you haven't been shining your light, because of whatever reason. And I think that's what this is kind of talking about. You have the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. You have two cards of boundaries. I'll show you. These two cards, they both represent setting boundaries. The Seven of Wands, I look at as a card of setting a boundary, like drawing a line in the sand. So, it's a little bit different than the Nine of Wands, which to me is like kind of like just having boundaries up already. And, the Seven of Wands, he's almost having to try to prove something. The Nine of Wands doesn't really care. And so I kind of feel both for you, some of you. I also feel, to me, the Nine of Wands is a card of perseverance. The Seven of Wands is the card of persistence. And whenever they come up together, I always say this because I think both energies would be really good for you. Not only being perseverant, but also being persistent could lead to a lot more success in your life or whatever. Seven of Wands says when you know that something is for you, then it's for you. So I feel you could be creating a lot of success with your believing that you deserve something. You have the Nine of Swords here. Something has to come to an end. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare. It is like a round situation. So something that has been challenging you, or there is a situation in your life that maybe is a comfort zone or that has limited your potential, right? You have that card there that says limited potential. I think that something has limited your potential. And again, I'm not calling you out here. I think you know what this is. It could be a person, a place, or a thing. Something that you have been bound to, because we go up to the devil. Even though the devil is showing up in the good stuff, I feel like you are leaving something behind that has been limiting your potential or has been preventing you from having success in your life. It's like you're leaving it behind. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups. Yes, Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. I feel like you have some sort of wish in your life, and the Seven of Wands says you need to commit to it 110%. The Seven of Wands says, again, when you know that something is for you, then it is for you. So the more you believe something, the better with that Seven of Wands. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Strength card. Strength is a card of patience. Strength is also a card of personal development. It's like a card of having done work on yourself. This lion, its tail is between its legs if it wants to focus, and it is submitting to her. So the card itself kind of says that, that lion is her inner beast, her inner critic, and she's getting it to submit to her. So in your explosion that you had in the past, it's like you had to maybe learn some difficult lessons, but like I said, now you're like bringing it all together. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Six of Cups here. Some of you could be ending something from the past with the Nine of Swords and the Six of Cups. You could be ending something that you're nostalgic about, is kind of what I'm getting. It doesn't even have to be love. It could be anything. It could be part of your story. It could be a part of you that you are bringing to an end. It could be something that you see as childish or whatever. But I kind of see this as a good thing as well. Six of Cups to me can sometimes represent a gift from the universe. And the gift we usually receive is if we've been experiencing obstacles, those obstacles are being removed. So, a lot of you could be removing certain obstacles from your life. And obviously, that would be a good thing. Next, which we literally said on the Nine of Swords, by the way, when we only had the Nine of Swords, I literally said that you are like detaching from something or removing something. You have this next in this area of what's coming towards you. You have this gate. It says opportunities, home. You also have this turtle. It says slowness, protection. You are clearly protected at this time, not only with your own boundaries, but I just feel that you are probably practicing protection at this time. I think that there are new opportunities that you feel that have been like closed off to you. And again, I think that it's because you are more focused. I see that, like I said, I can't get away from that imagery of the star collapsing back in on itself. And even the Ace of Swords, you start with the Ace of Swords, which is laser-like focus, being super focused on one thing. And that's really what I feel this reading is saying, is that you've been spread out, now you're focusing back in. And because you're focused, you're much more effective at, accomplishing things that you want to accomplish. I feel like you're much more effective at, having things in your life that you want to have, having experiences, whatever the case may be. So you're entering into a much more focused time. I love it. You have the Hierophant, Queen of Wands, and the Death card. The Hierophant could be marriage. Some of you could be looking at meeting a person to get married to. I do feel like you're very attractive at this time. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a card of seduction. So, you are very seductive at this time, Aquarius. And the Hierophant really is a card of blessings. But, I think what's more important based off of this reading is that the Hierophant is a card of initiation. It says that you are being initiated into something. These two people here are initiates. He has those 3 levels to his crown. They represent initiation, apprenticeship, and mastery. And so it's like you are being brought into a new level of being is what I feel here. Again, this reading is deep. Like there is some deep personal, transformation coming in for you, pretty much everything. You have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. And I feel that for you. I also feel that you are kind of entering into a stage where you are learning as you go. I think sometimes the most important thing with the Queen of Wands is that she has to learn as she goes. She doesn't have all the answers. She's the only Wands court card that does not have a salamander on her card. All the other Wands court cards have salamanders, which represent protection from fire. All the other Wands court cards are protected from risk, and she is not. So she has to do things by learning as she goes. She also needs to not care what people think. She has this black cat right here. During the times of tarot, black cats were considered unlucky, and it kind of represents the fact that she doesn't care what anyone thinks. She just loves her black cat. So, it's like you could be doing something that people don't agree with, but you need to do it anyway. You have this Death card. Death is, of course, a transformation. So I feel like you are going through a deep transformation here, or you are transforming in some way or changing. And I think this change is going to lead to, a lot more success. The Sun is coming up right here between these 2 pillars. Those 2 pillars are from the Moon card, and this kind of represents you entering into a sun period. The Death card sometimes, to me, it can represent like a new day dawning, and clearly that is happening for you here, Aquarius. This is an amazing reading, like I said, so let's see what's going on here. With the Hierophant, you have the Ten of Wands. Some of you could be leaving a marriage or a connection that is a burden. I do feel that for some of you, but obviously you would already know that that's happening. For others, I feel like you're about to have a harvest. Again, he's about to reach his home here in the background, and he is carrying those 10 wands. But those 10 wands represent his harvest. They represent something, he planted those 10 wands. He wanted to have a harvest. So again, to me, the 10 of wands is a good card. To me, it says you're about to either create or have a bunch of abundance. With the Queen of Wands, you have the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is a card of contemplation and apathy. It basically says you have been in a period of time where you have not been getting what you want. But I always say that the 4 of Cups is a card where it's like he's trying to manifest a cake, and he has manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs, but he's like disappointed with what he is getting. And, it kind of says like he needs to realize that all he has to do is mix the ingredients together and pop it in the oven. I feel like that's you. Again, all the particles are coming back together. I feel like you need to pop yourself in an oven. Don't do that really, but I think you need to maybe kind of put yourself through some fire with that Queen of Wands, right? So that you can turn into a cake. It's like you're turning yourself into a cake here, Aquarius. I like it. With the Death card, you have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, quick success, quick changes happening. You probably are making changes faster than ever before, like these very rapid changes in your life. But really, I think you need to realize that, this is how life works. I think people think they made an overnight change, which 8 of Wands could represent, rapid change, rapid success. But I think this has been many, many years in the making. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it might seem quick to people on the outside, and even to you. you might be like, wow, these changes are happening very quickly in my life. But really, it's taken many years for these changes to happen. So it hasn't been quick. And why is this important? Because I think we need to give ourselves credit for like the things that we've been through, and we need to not discount our experiences. So don't just like sit there if you're changing very quickly and be like, oh, I changed quickly. I would like, pat yourself on the back is what I'm trying to say with this Eight of Wands. I think you need to realize that it has not been quick. It has taken a long time. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this unlocking card. It says, what was locked can now be open. You have the gate card with the open opportunity there. You have opened the floodgates of abundance without limitation. Damn, love it. You have this card that says, you miss the beauty when you are stressed. Be gentle with yourself. Be messy sometimes. Let it all go. Yes, I think you need to be more playful. But clearly you are, this deep change that you're going through. Again, this is a deep reading, I think is leading to abundance, or the floodgates of abundance opening. You have the Devil, the Two of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. The Devil, I do feel that, this is coming up in the good stuff, but I do feel some of you could be literally separating away from the Devil. You could be separating away from a person or a situation that was toxic in your life or has been toxic. So it's like you're removing yourself from a situation here, I feel, and it's like a good thing. It could be anything. It could be, you could be quitting a job and getting another one. Maybe you're realizing how toxic the job you had was and stuff like that. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is about balancing your efforts. He's putting effort into too much at once. It's a card of spinning plates. So for some of you, I feel this is saying that if you're working hard, you need to play hard. If you're playing hard, you need to work hard, and just create that balance in your life. The other thing I will say is that sometimes I feel that the Two of Pentacles can represent a settlement. It's kind of confusing, but there's some cards in the tarot that I look at as a clue, and it's not like their traditional meaning or anything like that, but they always tell me something else. And the Two of Pentacles sometimes to me can represent a settlement. So if you're waiting for a settlement on something, or waiting to have a settlement financially or whatever, it could be a settlement. You have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is a card of contemplation and apathy again, but again, it looks to me like you are baking the cake. You are putting a cake in the oven. You're mixing things together and making something happen here. With the Devil, you have the Five of Swords. Told you. I literally just said that it's showing up in the good stuff, but you're separating away from the Devil. I mean, I don't know what else to say there. That's basically what's happening. I think you are walking away from something that has been a toxic situation in your life, whatever it is. Could be an addiction, could be a person, could be a job, whatever. What I will say that's very interesting to me about this part of the reading is that I feel some of you, it's like you don't realize how toxic it was until you left. Like if you had a job and you go get another one, I feel like you're like it's so positive here. I thought jobs were just supposed to be like toxic, like my last one, So it's kind of funny because I think some of you, it's like a little bit of a blessing in disguise. You get something new and you just realize how bad something was, right? With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords. Again, showing up in the good stuff, I feel like you are ending a negative cycle. You are ending some sort of round and round situation. With the Four of Cups, here you go. You have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a big opportunity. We have this gate card that says opportunity on it. Clearly, there is some sort of big opportunity coming in for you. And I think it's going to open the floodgates of abundance, as that other card says there. So very interesting reading. We're going to pull 5 themes, see where this is going. You have this egotism card. I feel like you are seeing a person in your life that had a big ego, or, a person that has ego issues. I'm not like into the whole ego thing. I think we are spirit here on earth to have an ego, literally, because, ego is like how we survive. Everybody has an ego. Every single person I've ever met who's like, oh, I don't have an ego, I cancel my ego, has like the biggest friggin' ego I've ever met in my entire life. So to me, it's impossible. I think we're meant to have an ego for a reason. We just need to have a healthy ego, right? And that's what it's really all about. And so, but again, I think you're seeing how a past person or a past situation had a big ego. You have this idealism card. This is Aquarius. This card is Sun in Aquarius. I feel like you're realizing that no situation is ever perfect, and so there is no such thing as an ideal situation. You have this rebellion card. Again, Aquarius. So, this card is Aquarius. I think we're in a time of rebellion. Anyway, it doesn't mean you're rebelling against something, but you could be doing things that people don't agree with, Queen of Wands, but it's your life, right? And so Queen of Wands really says you have to march the beat of your own drum. You have to be your own cheerleader sometimes, and you have to do things even if people tell you it's the wrong thing to do, when you know it's the right thing to do. And I kind of get that here. where it's like you could be going against other people's wishes, but who freaking cares? It's their wishes. That's their own life. They should be focusing on changing their own diaper, basically, is how I feel about that. Like, when people, like, tell other people what to do, I'm always like, why don't you, like, focus on changing your own diaper, and I'll focus on myself here, right? And, that's what's going on here. I think what people don't realize is, like, when people try to control your life, they're basically saying, I need you to do this so I can feel okay. It's like, no, you go over there in the corner and do your own thing. I don't care. So again, I think you need to listen to yourself here, Aquarius. Yeah, you need to take the risk to listen to yourself, right? And that's what I would do here. And finally, you have this order card. It seems to me like people are bringing order to their lives. Clearly, you are. You've been spread out all over the universe. Now you're calling yourself back is what's going on. Pretty weird reading, but good. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.